morning, everyone. You know what we're here for today? We're here for some love. We're here to show some love to these workers who take care of Denver's people, who take care of our places, and they take care of our visitors. We're here today for you, to raise your wages because of our love and appreciation for the work that you do. We're here to put our money where our love is. For thousands of contract workers at the airport who, like some of these folks, assist elders and disabled folks. Maybe they lug our overpacked luggage. Maybe they sling our beet burgers or our local brews. Maybe they clean the aircrafts. And we're here for the love of the airport itself. We couldn't be the 5th busiest airport in this country. We couldn't be the customer-rated #1 airport in this country if it wasn't for the work that was done by all of these folks. And if our work is successful here, as it has been in more than 15 other airports across the country, then these policies will help to reduce turnover and help to increase the success and safety of our airport, which isn't just about the city of Denver, but our airport is an engine for our region, it's an engine for our state. And when we uplift these workers, we uplift our entire economy in this community. That's right. We're here for the love as well of our city employees, many of whom take care of our children like my own. They teach them swimming in our recreation centers. They take care of our parks. And also our downtown contract workers who take care of all of our arts and cultural facilities that the Denver City owns. So for the love of all of these folks, we're here. I also want to share some love with my colleagues. We have a number of them here today. Who represents the airport, Councilwoman Stacy Gilmore, Councilman Albus Brooks, Council President Jolyn Clark, and Councilman Paul Lopez. Make no mistake that early support for wages from many of our council members helped to make this whole conversation possible. I want to fill in just a little bit more of the story of what brought us here today. We as a city have been battling a housing crisis, and we've been throwing everything we can at it. We took city funding from $0 in 2011 when many of us got elected to over $30 million this year in 2019. But there are two components to making a city livable. I'm going to give you a very advanced visual representation. There is the cost of living, and then there is what you earn. I call this the crocodile. If you want to bring those two together, we've been working hard on this cost of living piece. We've been doing dozens of policies. But if we don't raise those wages, we can't close the gap. And that's why we're here today. So as union membership has declined and there's been attacks on the right to organize and challenges, we've seen wages stagnate, as the mayor really eloquently pointed out, which makes public policy more important than it was in the past. And make no mistake, we have many union members here today, but thousands of the workers at the airport and our city employees may not have a union, and this policy is for all workers who will do business with the city. Now, many of these folks, we have protections in our city for construction workers. We've had a prevailing wage ordinance since the 50s, right, of 1950s, that is. We now have, though, more service workers than ever. And what we know is for every tech job we create, whether it's in the private sector or the city, every tech job comes with 3 service jobs. So these policies have become more important both in Denver and nationally because of the growth in service workers. And as you can see, many of the workers in this industry, they are immigrants, they are refugees, they are folks of color, they are women, they are parents. Make no mistake, wage policy is racial justice in action. And that is what we are doing today. So before the conversation the mayor talked about, I was in the back of a room that he was in. And he was talking about the limits of what we can do on housing policy. And he was so earnestly discussing the wage issue. I saw him leaning in. And there was no mistake at all when he gave me that call just 2 weeks later to say, let's bring together separate conversations we were having on ordinances and ballot measures. I was not surprised because there was a spark in him that made it clear he was ready and willing to lead on this. And I want to thank you for bringing us all together. So this team set out with a goal, and the goal was very simple: cover as many workers as possible, as quickly as possible. I want to commend the unions, who I'd also worked with for many years prior to this policy. They came as strong advocates for workers who didn't always feel heard, either in the city, in the airport, but they were thoughtful, and they stayed at the table, and they listened and learned about unique challenges that we had in making up how to do this policy. Everybody had to focus on hard questions. And in the end, unions are nothing more than a collection of workers who've agreed to a common vision. And I think what these workers have demonstrated today is if you are organized and you are united, then you can achieve. You can build a bridge. You can build a bridge to victory that improves the lives of working people. And so I want to commend you, too, for your leadership and for being willing to be on a bridge that collaborated to get here today.
Thank you.
So I want to just say one word to the businesses in our community, to the airlines and the concessionaires, to the janitorial service providers, to those who help make our city run. You too are part of the success of the airport. Your businesses too are part of what makes us successful. We recognize that this bill might be a stretch and a transition for you. And I call upon you today to rise to the occasion. We firmly believe that you will see less turnover, you will see higher productivity, you will see workers more attached to your business and engaged with you. And in the long run, we want to uplift your businesses along with these workers and along with our city. So we are so glad that you are coming along as our partners, and we invite you to continue to be there as you were in the process of writing this ordinance. With this policy introduction today, our city has an opportunity to put our love and our appreciation into action. We have an opportunity to make our values for greater income equality a permanent practice of business in the city. We will join 15 other airports and dozens of other cities who do business this way. We are in good competitive company. No one be worried. We are not going to have any problem attracting businesses to do these jobs because almost every city in the country is headed in this direction. We can lead the rest of Denver, as the mayor so eloquently described, by example. I am so proud of our city, and I cannot wait to vote on this ordinance. Thank you.